Have you ever noticed how people's actions often speak louder than their words? It's as if the path is already laid out, and we just need to pay attention to the signs the universe gives us. God may have prepared your path, but now He is preparing you. Respecting everyone is important, but you're not obligated to smile at those you don't like. Smile in front of those who doubt you. It's the best way to silence critics. For those who make you wait unnecessarily, respond with absence. The best response is to occupy your mind with goals and your days with actions that make you progress. Learn to recognize those who truly value you. After all, those who genuinely desire and want your presence in the present wouldn't leave you behind in the past. Appreciate those who point out your improvements and praise your imperfections. They are the ones who truly wish for your growth. Never forget those who lent you a hand when everyone else made excuses. Value those who say, "I'll see you," even if it's for 5 minutes, and not those who claim that 5 minutes aren't worth leaving the house for. Kindness is done in silence. The rest is just theater. If something doesn't make you happy, move. You're not a tree rooted to the ground. Learn to distinguish between sincerity and falsehood in a world where lies are often staged as truths. Sometimes, it's necessary to develop the art of pretending to believe. Never let your fears take the place of your dreams. If you have a dream, make it happen. The future holds something better than the past. Learn to differentiate between looks of admiration and looks of surprise at your resilience. Always value yourself, because self-esteem is priceless. Even to be good people, we need boundaries, or we risk becoming fools. When we're happy, we dance to the music. When sad, we pay attention to the lyrics. Don't waste time complaining about others' falseness, because life is made of cycles. We must persist through difficult days and maintain clarity on good days. Well, before we continue, I ask you to check if you're subscribed to the channel. Here, almost daily, I share content and life wisdom, along with Stoic practices, for those seeking genuine connection with themselves and others. Without further ado, let's continue. Let's talk about something we all face at some point: the challenges and lessons that life presents us. And honestly, who hasn't felt a bit lost or discouraged? Imagine yourself in a conversation with me, a friend who understands you and wants to see you thrive. Have you ever felt ashamed of something? Perhaps of a financial situation? Know that true shame should only arise when there is poverty of spirit. We work tirelessly for a better tomorrow, but when that tomorrow finally comes, we're so busy thinking about the next one that we forget to live in the present. Take a moment. Breathe. Enjoy today. As E.C.A. de Queiroz said, we meddle in other people's lives to compensate for the frustration of our own. And the people who watch you? They may notice your changes, but they rarely understand the impact of the situations that shaped your evolution. So, be careful never to hate a good person because of dirty rumors, created out of envy or jealousy. Keep your distance from negative people, those who always have a problem for every solution. Some people are like clouds. When they disappear, the day becomes sunny. Living with people who don't know your side of the story can be challenging, but you don't need to prove anything to anyone. Don't let others' behavior shake your self-esteem. Never give anyone the power to harm your happiness. Control what you say, because what others understand is their problem. And family? Some people in your family may come from afar to bury you, but they won't cross the street to support you when you're alive. It's tough, but it's reality. Guiding your life firmly, overcoming the impulses of the heart, is essential. Otherwise, you may end up losing yourself. And never feel bad about setting boundaries that protect your inner peace. Your peace is invaluable, don't you think? When your parents aren't wealthy but still manage to provide a good life for you, appreciate their sacrifices. Never disappoint those who would do anything for you. Sometimes, We only realize the value of a moment when it has become a memory. Uglier than lying is lying to someone who already knows the truth. We all deserve plenty of love, not just leftovers. You deserve to be loved entirely, not in pieces. Do you agree? We constantly seek amazing people to be by our side, but are we striving to be amazing for others? The longer we wait for something, the more we appreciate it when it finally arrives. The good things in life are truly worth the wait. And about your dreams? Let them be bigger than your fears. Dream big. Dream high. Finally, remember, the journey may be tough, but every step, every challenge faced, is shaping you to be the best version of yourself. Even in the toughest moments, you know that feeling of being unmotivated, yet still pushing forward? It means you're engaged, that there's a spark within you. And even though nothing lasts forever, everything we care for deeply tends to endure longer. Sometimes, it's better to stay silent and let people think what they want, than to speak and confirm their doubts. Those who try to please everyone, shooting in all directions, may one day be hurt by their own actions. Loyalty disappears when favors run out. The Judas syndrome is out there. They kiss you on the cheek in your presence, but behind your back, they negotiate your downfall. Have you noticed that no one is always 100% busy? If someone is genuinely interested, they make time. Don't be too naive. Your friends wish you success, but rarely more than their own. As a wise person once said, defend yourself with a smile, offend with silence, and win with indifference. Isn't that a valuable lesson? Think of the storms you've weathered. You've survived so many, so why worry about mere drops of rain now? The problem isn't the intensity of your feelings, but whom you place them upon. No matter how poorly someone treats you, never stoop to their level. Stay calm, be strong, and distance yourself. Sometimes, we need to forgive those who never had the capacity to apologize. Ask God to free you from all hatred disguised as love and from all envy disguised as friendship. Starting a new path may be daunting, but in time, you'll realize that staying stagnant was even riskier. Marriage, for example, doesn't guarantee you'll stay together forever. It's just a signature. To endure, it takes love, respect, trust, sacrifice, friendship, and faith. It's increasingly difficult to find genuine people amidst so many. If you don't do foolish things when young, you'll have no reason to laugh in old age. Pay attention to your choices. Greed leads to selfishness, and selfishness leads to loneliness. If you're unproductive now, don't expect the future to change your life, as the future will be the consequence of the present. Show respect, not as a reflection of others' character, but as a reflection of your own. Instead of looking forward in fear, look up in faith. Believe, no one enters your life by accident. Each person is a test, a lesson, or a gift. It's curious how some can go without hearing from you, but can't live without you. Money says, earn me and forget everything. Time says, follow me and forget everything. The future says, fight for me and forget everything. God says, just remember me, I'll give you everything. Difficulties prepare ordinary people for extraordinary destinies. The problem with being someone who takes care of everyone is that rarely does anyone notice you and realize that you need care too. The height of hypocrisy lies in those who don't apologize for their actions, but blame us for how we react. Keep your courage, because if you don't fight for something, you'll be defeated by anything. Life is a journey full of ups and downs. But it's these moments that shape us and make us who we are. I know you're ready to face your battles with a smile on your face and your head held high. Have you ever noticed how some people stop being interesting and start being interested? It's sad, but it's a reality. In the real world, the smartest people aren't those who never make mistakes, but those who learn from them. To experience the best days, you first need to overcome the tough ones. Healing doesn't always mean the wound has disappeared. It means it no longer hurts your life. When someone is cruel, don't listen. When someone is rude, step away. And when someone tries to bring you down, stand firm. Don't let others' bad behavior destroy your peace. True love isn't just what we want to feel, but what we feel regardless of our desires. And among the right directions in life, moving forward is the one that will take you the farthest. Have you observed how people act, not just what they say? Only 2% of people think, another 3% think they think, and the remaining 95% will die without ever knowing what it means to think. At times, solitude is essential. It distances bad company, problems, and disappointments. Don't confuse harsh words with your bad mood. You'll have many chances to change your mood, but you'll never have the opportunity to replace the words you've spoken. There are moments when we must make adult decisions, even if they make us cry like children. Humans are unpredictable. They want everything they don't have, get tired of everything they achieve, and only value things when they lose them. Sometimes, people resist the truth because they fear it might shatter their illusions. Human justice is blind, but divine justice sees even in the dark. Don't be afraid to start over. Perhaps you'll like your new story better. No one ever died from being single, but many have died from being with the wrong person. Someone who speaks their mind without caring if they hurt others isn't sincere, but rude and ill-mannered. When you achieve success, you'll receive applause. If you face challenges, you'll face criticism. Adapt, for this is often the immoral duality of human nature. Sometimes, even good people make bad choices. However, that doesn't mean they are bad, but human. And being human is about making mistakes, learning, falling, getting up, and continuing forward. So, think with me. What are you doing today to become the best version of yourself tomorrow? Have you paused to reflect on your choices, your actions, and how they affect not only your life but those around you? We live in a world where appearances often deceive. People who seem to have everything may actually be empty inside. And those facing silent battles are often the strongest. What about you? What is your battle? What makes you get up every day and keep fighting? Don't let past mistakes define your future. Each day is a new opportunity to be better, to learn something new, to make a difference. And remember, you're not alone. We all face challenges, overcome obstacles, and celebrate victories. If you've made it this far, consider leaving a like, as I'll always be sharing content like this. Let's talk about some important things, straightforwardly. Firstly, be careful when waiting for someone to mature. They might end up rotting instead. We admire people who admit their mistakes, but we should be extra cautious of those who portray themselves as saints. Those who always speak the truth, even when it's hard to hear, deserve our respect. False friends, once they stop talking to you, start talking about you. Don't beg anyone to stay in your life. If they want to leave, show them the way out. Not everyone you admire has the same admiration for you. Be aware of that. And about that saying, the grass is always greener on the other side? Forget about it. Take care of your own grass and you'll see how green it can be too. Sometimes, celebrating our mistakes is necessary because they propel our evolution. And if Plan A doesn't work out, don't worry, the alphabet has 25 more letters. It would be ideal if everyone knew how to love as much as they know how to pretend. Selfish people are like the garbage we keep, thinking it might come in handy someday. Keep giving your best every day. If no one is proud of you, be proud of yourself. Nothing belongs to you as much as the consequences of your actions. Now, take a moment to analyze. When was the last time someone reached out to ask how you are? Do you see how crucial it is to focus on yourself? An error that humbles you is better than an achievement that makes you arrogant. When someone shares gossip with you, they're gossiping about you to someone else. Be strong. No one notices your tears, your sadness, or your pains, but everyone notices your faults. Never allow yourself to be controlled by these three things: your past, people, or money. Be wise enough to forgive someone, but not foolish enough to trust again. Have you ever stopped to think that true happiness depends only on love? The love you choose to share, the love you choose to accept, and most importantly, the love you choose to avoid. That's where true strength lies. In those who, even when judged for being authentic, resist the pressure to change just to please others. Faith doesn't make things easy, it makes them possible. Have you noticed that the less you talk to negative people, the more positive your life becomes? An old sage once said, "Don't trust all the sweet words. Many people have honey on their lips but venom in their hearts." And you know that feeling of no escape when what pursues you is within you? That's because there really isn't. One day, you will look to the sky and affirm, every effort was worth it. Mental health is not something you are given as a gift, it's something you build by avoiding situations that make you sick, and I repeat to make it clear. There's no point in wanting mental health and going through situations that make you sick. Those who love because they are loved are grateful, but those who love to be loved are self-interested. And those who love without expecting anything in return, they are the true ones. After the first lie, all truth becomes doubtful. Remember, the slow, but steady, truth always reaches its destination. Have faith. What was lost does not compare to what is yet to come. Have you ever noticed that people covet something from someone, but never think about wanting that person's problems too? Feed a dog for 3 days and it will remember you for 3 years. Feed a human being for 3 years and they will forget you in 3 days. Isn't it curious how gratitude works so differently between species? The heaviest tear is the one that doesn't fall. And never feel inferior to those who think they are better than you, because even the rain, while hovering in the heights, eventually falls at our feet. There is no punishment or reward, only consequence. Planting is free, but the harvest is mandatory. From disappointment to disappointment, we lose admiration. Have you ever thought that sometimes people pretend you are a bad person so they don't feel guilty for what they did to you? In other words, an apology without change is just manipulation. Do you know how silence can be the hardest argument to refute? It's the secret weapon against envy, the evil eye, and any adversity. Do you know why? Because the power of who represents us is greater than all of this. A healthy love is one that heals, not one that hurts. Have you ever thought about that? It's better to be simple and speak from the heart than to be intellectual and create barriers with your words. And once you carry your own water, only you will know the value of each drop. Don't change yourself to win someone's heart. Be true to yourself, and you'll find someone who likes you exactly as you are. Have you ever tried something and failed? Congratulations. Most people don't even try. Worrying excessively about tomorrow? Why? God transcends time and is already waiting for you there. So be very careful with those who say they're on your team but keep scoring own goals. Most problems arise for 2 reasons. We act without thinking, or we think too much without acting. Memories are always special. Sometimes we laugh remembering the days we cried, and cry remembering the days we laughed. Time decides who you meet in life, but your heart decides who you want in your life, and your behavior decides who stays in your life. Get used to it. Unfortunately, we live in a world where the tears of some are the joy of others. While some don't value you, others beg for your love. And once you accept your flaws, no one can use them against you. It takes sadness to know happiness, noise to appreciate silence, and absence to value presence. Grudge is a heavy burden, and those who carry it are often prisoners of their own bitterness. When you start taking care of yourself, you start feeling better, looking better, and attracting better things. It all starts with you. The process is slow, but giving up doesn't speed it up. Silence is the key that opens 1,000 doors. There are two types of tiredness, the one where you need sleep and the one where you need peace. So know which one you need. Life is like a restaurant. No one leaves without paying. What others do to you won't go without consequences. It's better to be true and lonely than to live in falsehood and always be accompanied. One man's trash can be another man's treasure. Always be grateful. Never change your heart because of someone. If necessary, change your consideration, but not your heart. Life is surprising. At times, we wish never to wake up again, while at others, we can barely close our eyes from so much joy. So, don't give up. There is no evil so immense that it doesn't find its end. With each dawn, there is a renewed opportunity to move forward. Sometimes, we may love the wrong person. Sometimes, we may cry over the wrong person. But in the end, it's these mistakes that will help us find the right person. Giving in to temptation is like catching the wrong flight. You may enjoy the ride, but you'll regret the destination. Understand, the enemy wouldn't be attacking you if there wasn't something valuable inside you. Thieves don't rob empty houses. To reach the right places, wrong paths may be necessary. Every successful person has a painful story. Every painful story has a successful ending. Accept the pain and be ready for success. Some people postpone life so much that the only thing they anticipate is suffering. The rest is left for the last minute. Joy can provoke envy, especially when your life and the envious person's life are so different. Realizing that life isn't a competition to score points can make everyone's life better. The narcissistic person surprises you one moment and makes you cry the next. They show kindness and then bring pain. Their satisfaction is seeing you suffer and begging for love. Not everyone who loves themselves needs to be in a relationship, and not everyone in a relationship loves themselves. It's difficult, it's hard work, it's complicated, it's exhausting. But it's possible. If life separates you from certain people, don't insist on bringing them back. We live on a blue planet spinning around a ball of fire, next to a moon that moves the seas. And yet you doubt miracles? Sometimes, a busy mind doesn't notice anyone's absence. The world doesn't belong to the cunning. It belongs to the honest and true. Cunning can be uncovered and turn into shame, while honesty becomes an example for future generations. To sin by silence when we should protest makes cowards out of men. God desires spiritual fruit, not religious madness. Imagine being loved the same way you love. What would the result be? Positive or negative? Positions are temporary, titles are provisional, but the way you treat people will always be remembered. Every time you have a strange feeling about someone, believe, you're right. The biggest mistake people make is thinking words can fix actions. Choose silence today. Tomorrow, life will speak for you. Good things happen when you make yourself your top priority. The more chances you give someone who hurts you, the less respect that person attributes to you. When you're on top, your friends know who you are. When you're down, you know who your friends are. Always be a positive influence in people's lives. There are already too many fools out there. Technically, everything is a waste of time. So, waste it well. There's no use in suffering in advance. Reacting is always the best course. Often, we include people who don't applaud us but imitate us. Losing charm is a one-way street. Leave your best wherever you go. You may need to return someday. Ultimately, what matters is how much we mature and grow after a fall. Have you ever stopped to think about how immense one person's love is when they pray to God for you? Being humble isn't believing we are less than others. It's knowing we're not more than anyone else. Your home should be the antidote to stress, not the cause. Life isn't just about goals, achievements, and finish lines. It's also about who you become on this journey. Sometimes, the person we needed the most teaches us that we don't need anyone. Everyone needs to be a fool at least once to build immunity. We're so used to putting our desires aside that when we put ourselves first, we feel guilty. Last but not least, all the adversities I've faced in my life, all my problems and obstacles, have strengthened me. You may not realize it when it happens, but a kick in the face can be the best thing in the world for you. Unfortunately, we have reached the end. Keep practicing Stoicism, and over time, you will become better at managing your emotions and living a more balanced and serene life. Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, you are in control. If this video has helped you, leave your comment. And if you're at a loss for words, simply comment, "Gratitude," that way I'll know you watched all the way through. Thank you for watching this far, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon to keep receiving future content. Stoicism offers numerous practical teachings for everyday life. That's why I encourage you to continue your journey of discovery in philosophy. Watch the next video full of Stoic wisdom to delve even deeper. After all, a simple choice can change the course of a life.